History Month Jeopardy contest. Let's meet today's contestants. And a third grader from Miss Rivera's class who enjoys playing outside and spending time with her family. Tiffany Lee. Let's give it up for Tiffany Lee. All right, next we have a fourth grader from Miss T. Smith's class who enjoys playing basketball, drawing characters, and babysitting. Let's meet Mariah Murphy. And finally, a fifth grader from Miss Mann's class who enjoys dancing, helping others, singing, and playing with friends. Let's meet and give a round of applause for Jada Smith-Navarro. And now, here is the host of Black History Month Jeopardy, Mr. Terrell.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming out to our Jeopardy game. Players, good to see you. We thank you for being here. And we'll load the game and get started with our first question on Midtown's Black History Month Jeopardy. We'll begin with our third grade contestant, Tiffany Lee. You have control of the board. You may choose the category and the amount of points. The categories we have for you today are inventors, leaders, athletes, entertainers, and you got this.
All right.
Tiffany, you got the board. Let's make a selection.
Inventors for 200.
Inventors for 200. And the question is, and audience, please remember, the contestants must answer in the form of a question. So hold your applause, we'll let you know. This scientist invented over 100 uses for the peanut, including its use in dyes, plastics, and even gasoline. Mariah. George Washington Carver.
You just go
You
to
got it. You are correct.
You got this for 300.
And your question is, this 1896 U.S. Supreme Court case upheld racial segregation in its separate but equal doctrine.
Oh.
Jada.
Who is Jeopardy Marshall?
I'm sorry, that's not correct.
It's okay.
The correct answer was, what is Plessy versus Ferguson?
Very good.
And Johnny, we're gonna.
Yes. What? You just go right. Yep.
Let's move on. Mariah, you still have control of the board.
It's good. Mariah.
Athletes for 100.
And your question is, he was the first and to this day the only African-American player to ever win the men's singles title at Wimbledon. Tiffany.
Arthur Ashe.
Rephrase us a question.
Who is Arthur Ashe?
And the answer is, who is Arthur Ashe? Correct.
Yep.
Tiffany, you have one on the board and control of the board. Make your choice.
You got this for 200.
And your clue is, this popular and colorful African fabric is known to have a history with the Ashanti nation of Africa. Tiffany.
What is the Kente cloth?
What is the Kensa cloth? Is correct. You retain control of the board. Make your selection.
Entertainers for 300.
And your clue is, this director, screenwriter, and actor made an award-winning documentary about the aftermath in which Hurricane Katrina affected African-American people.
Thrower.
Jada.
Who is Spike Lee?
And the answer is correct. Jada, you have control of the board. Make your selection.
Speak in the mic.
Entertainers for 400.
Entertainers for 400. The answer is this historic theater in Harlem was a showcase for African American talent. Many great artists were discovered here. Tiffany.
The Apollo.
Rephrase this
What is
question.
the Apollo?
What is the Apollo? It is correct. Tiffany, you have control of the selection.
Leaders for 100.
Leaders for 100. I earned a law degree from Harvard University, and I am also a best-selling author. Many recognize me as the first African-American First Lady of the United States. Jada.
Who is Michelle Obama?
Who is Michelle Obama? Incorrect. Jada, you have the board. Make your selection, but before you do, we're going to ask the audience to quiet down just a little more. You're doing great. Jada, what's your selection? Into the mic.
You got this for 500.
You got this 500. The answer is Langston Hughes, Zora Neale Hurston, and County Cullen were all major contributors to this profession during the Harlem Renaissance. Mariah.
Oh, sorry, it was Jada.
Jada.
What is writers and writing?
Repeat the answer, please.
You got it?
Who is writers and
No.
What is?
What is writers and writing? That is correct. Jada, you have control of the board. Make your selection.
inventors for 400?
Inventors for 400. He invented a way to process and preserve blood plasma, allowing it to be stored and shipped for blood transfusions. And time's up. The answer, everyone?
You can just go to reveal.
Who is Dr. Charles Drew?
Oh, if you want to.
Jada, you retain control of the board.
Look,
Leaders for 300.
Leaders for 300. Answer. In 1977, she became the third woman chosen to chair the Congressional Black Caucus and is presently the Congresswoman from California. Who is Maxine Waters? Jada, you retain control. Make your selection.
You got this for 100.
You got this for 100. A style of popular music developed by disc jockeys and urban African Americans in the late 1970s. This music is widely regarded by many as a form of street poetry. Tiffany.
What is rap?
What is rap? Is correct. Tiffany, you have control of the board.
Entertainers for 200.
Entertainers for 200. He overcame a severe stutter early in life to become one of the most recognizable voices in show business. You might recognize him as the voice of Darth Vader in Star Wars or Mufasa from The Lion King. Time's up. Tiffany, you retain control of the board. Make your selection.
Leaders for 200.
Leaders for 200. When he was born, his last name was Little. When he converted to the Nation of Islam, he changed it to pay tribute to his African ancestors. Mariah.
Malcolm X.
To the microphone, that question.
Who is Malcolm X?
Who is Malcolm X is correct. Mariah, you have control of the board. Make your selection.
Inventors for 100.
Inventors for 100. She invented a line of African American hair care products and became the first American woman to become a self-made millionaire. Jada.
Who is Madam C.J. Walker?
Who is Madam C.J. Walker? Is correct. Jada, you have control of the board. You're down 100 to Tiffany. What's your selection?
Athletes for 300.
Athletes for 300. This would give you the lead. People called him the Brown Bomber. He was heavyweight boxing champion of the world for more than a decade, defending his championship belt 25 times. Jada again.
Who is Joe Lewis?
Who is Joe Lewis? Jada, you move into the lead, taking all the fifth graders with you, and now you make your selection.
Entertainers for 500.
Entertainers for 500.
Which one?
Entertainers, 500. As a teenager, she won the Miss Teen American Beauty pageant and was the first African American woman to win an Oscar for Best Actress in 2001. Jada.
Who is Halle Berry?
Who is Halle Berry? Is correct. Audience, it's time to meet our contestants. Let's start with Tiffany Lee. Tiffany, you represent the third grade. And a little birdie told me that you like to play outside. Why don't you tell us about that?
I like to play outside because it calms me down.
It calms you down. Very good. Thank you.
Nothing about this.
Mariah, I understand that if I were to need a good babysitter, I should call you? Is that right?
Yes.
And tell me about your babysitting, Mariah. Tell everybody.
Well, when I babysit, it makes me feel mature and over what I can do and not them.
You feel mature when you babysit. That's awesome, Mariah. Thank you for sharing that. And Jada, you represent the fifth grade class. Fifth graders, how's she doing so far? All right, very good. Glad to hear. They approve. Now, what's this I hear about you and dancing, Jada?
I do contemporary ballet and hip hop.
You do contemporary ballet and hip hop? Wow, that's amazing. My final question to all of you, how did you possibly study for an event like this? Anybody want to share their study tips? How would you recommend that people study and learn information like this so that they understand it and they can remember it?
Study in a quiet place.
In a what?
Quiet place.
Quiet place. Wow, great tip, Tiffany. Thank you. Is that what you do? Very good. Mariah, any suggestions for everyone?
Well, I would suggest you study for a long time, then you take a break, and then go back to studying.
Taking a break, but going back to it. Great suggestion, Mariah. How about you, Jada? Any study tips for all the students out here?
Go to library or look at books. Go to the library and research on books.
Using books from the library. Excellent tip. Very good. Thank you, players. We really appreciate you sharing your wisdom, and it's great to get to know you. Let's have a round of applause for our players. And audience, you're doing a great job. Right now we have in the lead Jada with 1,500 points. Second place is Tiffany with 800 points. Third place, Mariah with 400 points. Audience, we'll get back to our game. Jada, you retain control. Please make your selection.
Inventors for 300.
Inventors 300. He developed an automatic lubricator that spread oil evenly over a train's engine while it was still moving. Jada.
Who is Elijah McCoy?
Who is Elijah McCoy is correct. Jada, you retain control of the board. Make your selection.
Leaders for 400.
Leaders for 400. He was the first African American chosen to lead a major political party. Mariah.
Who is Ronald Brown?
Who is Ronald Brown is correct. Mariah, you get the point, and now you have control of the board. Mariah, make your selection.
Entertainers for 100.
Entertainers for 100. This would move you into second place if you get it correct. This female Grammy Award-winning artist is known as the Queen of Hip Hop Soul. Mariah.
Mary J. Blige.
Rephrase this.
Who is Mary J. Blige?
Who is Mary J. Blige? Is correct. Very good. Mariah, you move into second place with 900 points. Please make your selection.
Leaders for 500.
Leaders for 500. I think I see about 500 leaders in this room, don't I? Very good. You're doing great. Leaders for 500. He was the most prominent leader of the modern civil rights movement in the United States. He won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964 and dreamed of a world of equality. Mariah.
Who is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.?
Who is Dr. Martin? Mariah. Make this list.
Athletes for 200.
Athletes for 200. She was the first American to win a gold medal for the long jump at the 1988 Olympics. Her 6 Olympic medals in track and field makes her the most highly decorated female athlete in track and field history.
Who is Jackie Joyner Christie?
Who is Jackie Joyner Christie? Is correct. Jada extends your lead, and you now have control of the board. Make your selection. We have 4 clues left.
You got this for 400.
You got this for 400. This book, published by Benjamin Banneker for Farmers, became the first scientific book published by an African American. Ran out of time again. What is the Farmer's Almanac? Jada, you retain control. Make your selection.
Inventors for 500.
Inventors for 500. Inventors, 500. This inventor made life much easier to do laundry. His invention was the clothes dryer. Mariah.
G.T.
Rephrase this question.
Who is G.T. Sampson?
Who is G.T. Sampson? Is correct. Mariah. You get the question. You pulled in 100 points of Jada with only 2 clues remaining before we move to the conclusion. We will know who's going to win with the next 2 answers. Mariah, make your selection.
Athletes for 400.
Athletes for 400, the clue. Some say that he is the best ever to play the game of basketball. He is well known for flying through the air and slam dunking the basketball from the free throw line. Let's hear Mariah's answer.
Michael Jordan?
Rephrase.
Who is Michael Jordan?
Who is Michael Jordan? Mariah, you pulled into the lead, and now you have control of the board for the final clue. We go to our final selection.
Athletes for 500.
Athletes for 500. Audience, quiet for our final question. This will decide it. He tore down racial barriers as the first African American to play Major League Baseball in 1947. Mariah.
Who is Jackie Robinson?
Who is Jackie Robinson? And we have our winner, Mariah Murphy. Mariah Murphy.
Give it up for your very first Jeopardy Black History Champion, Mariah Murphy. And Mariah, we have something to mark. And there are no losers. You are all winners. You all rock that. You are now more knowledgeable, and when you study, When you get yourself prepared, you're all winners, and you can get awarded. So, Jada, our first runner-up, go up and get your prize. And Tiffany, you did amazing. Come up and get your prize. And Mr. Terrell will expound on these prizes. Give it up for them. Well done.
Our prizes today were donated by the Midtown PTO from Midtown Community Elementary School in Neptune, New Jersey. First prize, a $25 gift card to Barnes & Noble. Second prize, a $20 gift card to Barnes & Noble. And third prize, a $15 gift card to Barnes & Noble. Congratulations to all three of our players. Audience, thank you for participating. And one more time, let's give our players a round of applause. Congratulations.